song. How about this? Let me see if it's working over here.
North Cali kid,
hopefully it's working.
Cap. Eddie got opinions and a live stream chat.
Right in the chat if it's working.
CD stack. Now he hits go live and the room fades black. Comment wars flare in the scrolling bar. He's breaking down takes on
hopefully
who
it's
we
working.
are. Then a thought hits quick like a locker slam. What if I just play the songs that raise this man?
Let's see if it's working. I had trouble starting this up today.
96 posters on a bedroom wall.
Here we go. It says we're live. Yeah, we're live. Okay, cool. There's hope. Alright, we're working. It's working. Bum, 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 bum. Staying that track. Tail on the floor, laid back from the marches to the throwback jams. Alright. Let's get started with this documentary stuff. How's everybody doing? Good evening, good evening. We're going to do some documentaries tonight. What's up, Paul? We got Hope. If you need a live video, anti-protesters outside graduate. We're not playing music tonight, Hope. We're doing documentaries, so we don't need any of that tonight. But thank you. I appreciate it.
This is a microchip. When you zoom in, you find
this one
a
is the world's
nanoscopic
most
computing
important
city.
machine.
Skyscrapers, hundreds of layers tall, with hundreds of kilometers of wires
Actually, you know
connecting
what?
everything.
I think it should be over here.
And at the very bottom is this.
Whoops, I messed
Transistors. Billions of them. They are the ones and zeros of our computer.
I messed up.
The chip works by whizzing electrons from transistor to transistor. And the smaller you can make those transistors, the less the signals have to travel, so the faster they can compute.
Plus, you can fit more transistors into the same area, resulting in a much more powerful chip.
So for over 50 years, transistors got smaller and smaller. And the number you could fit on a chip doubled every 2 years. This became known as Moore's Law, named for Intel's co-founder Gordon Moore after he noticed the pattern back in 1965.
Thank you, though.
And it's been one of the main drivers of the tech industry. But around 2015, progress came to a screeching halt.
And we might have never gotten past it if it wasn't for a single company
that makes these machines, the machines that saved Moore's Law.
Holy. This is a video about the most complicated commercial product humanity's ever built.
That's insane.
I don't know why
It costs
that's down
a whopping $400 million, and it is so bizarre that I want to introduce it to you with a thought experiment. Imagine you are shrunk down to the size of an ant. And you're given a laser that's strong enough to melt through metal like butter. Next, a tiny droplet of molten tin, roughly the size of a white blood cell, is shot out in front of you around 250 kilometers per hour. And your task is to hit this not once, not twice, but 3 times in a row in 20 microseconds with your little laser. Well, that is exactly what this machine does. It hits one tiny tin droplet 3 times in a row, heating each one up to over 220,000 Kelvin. That's roughly 40 times hotter than the surface of the sun. And it doesn't just hit one droplet. It hits 50,000 droplets every single second.
How often do you miss a laser
What
shot?
the heck?
We don't miss them.
What? You do 150,000 laser shots a second and you don't miss one.
Exactly.
The same machine also contains mirrors that might just be the smoothest objects in the universe. If you scale one up to the size of the Earth, then the largest bump would be no thicker than a playing card. On top of that, it is able to overlay one layer of a chip perfectly on top of another and never be off by more than 5 atoms. And this is all happening while parts of the machine whip around at accelerations of over 20 Gs. For 30 years, almost everyone thought that actually building this machine was impossible. And yet, it exists. There is only one company in the world that can make it. So what is this company? And what is this impossible machine they've built? This video is sponsored by Brilliant. More about them at the end of the show. Now, just as a quick aside, the makers of this machine didn't actually sponsor this video. We just thought that the science and engineering here were so cool that we had to make a video about it. So let's jump straight in.
To make a microchip, you start by taking silicon dioxide, usually from sand, and purifying it into ultra-pure, nearly 100% silicon chunks, which is then melted down in a special furnace. Next, you lower a small seed crystal into the vat. Silicon atoms attach to the crystal, extending its structure. Then you slowly raise the seed crystal while rotating it, and this results in a large single crystal silicon ingot.
This is where the seed crystal would be, and then you pull it out.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, you can. It seems like you would not be able to hold this from here.
Yes.
It even feels fragile, like if you kind of...
Well, it's not that.
yeah, I'm scared to break it.
Yes.
He's using more force.
The ingot is then cut into wafers with diamond wire saws, up to 5,000 of them, after which each wafer is carefully polished.
I've actually worked on these
Next,
wafers
it's coated with a
when I was
light-sensitive
younger.
material called photoresist. There are different kinds, but in a positive photoresist, the areas exposed to light become weaker and more soluble. So if you shine light through a patterned mask, you can selectively weaken parts of that coating. Then you rinse the wafer with a basic solution to wash away the exposed photoresist, leaving the design imprinted. So now you can actually turn this pattern into physical structures. This is often done by etching into the uncovered silicon by using either chemicals or plasma. And then you deposit a metal like copper to fill in those etched lines. As a last step, you wash away the remaining photoresist, and now you've made a single layer of the chip. We've simplified this cycle down to the main steps:
I gotta get rid of
coat,
YouTube.
expose, etch, and deposit. It